the way that I sold this to Gummi when I told him about it, when I was like, I'm thinking about doing an episode for this, I said, tell me that you can turn this off after the first 3 minutes. So let's hear this first 3 minutes and you guys tell me what you think. Okay, so here we go. This is the introduction to Jack Idema. And I'm going to stop it after a couple of minutes when you just hear the summary of this story.
This is Jack in Afghanistan holding an AK-47 and riding on the back of a horse. Here he is on the night of his wedding, flanked by 2 security guards with his bride in his lap. His wedding took place at his Arabian-style house in Mexico, which was inexplicably located right next to a traditional-style Japanese home. To say that Jonathan Keith Idema, aka Jack, was a bizarre eccentric would be an understatement. Over the course of this tale, you'll come to understand exactly what I mean. But first, let's go back to Jack riding on a horse in Afghanistan. This footage was taken in the early 2000s, only a few years into the war in Afghanistan. Jack was not there as an active duty soldier. He was not a private military contractor. Instead, he was a 45-year-old ex-con that entered Afghanistan after 9/11 with the goal of collecting the $25 million reward on Osama bin Laden's head. The fact that he was a civilian did nothing to stop him from traveling to a war-torn country and making a chaotic situation even more screwy.
Okay. So tell me what you're thinking so far. We've heard 2 minutes of this. I'm sorry, 1 minute and 35 seconds of this story. A civilian went to Afghanistan, a very prolific criminal, went to Afghanistan with the effort, with the intention of collecting the $25 million bounty on Osama bin Laden's head, and began to run a U.S. Army platoon.
I think you oversold that 3 minutes. You'd be good. Say 2. 3 minutes is way too much. No, I'm in. I'm all in a minute and a half.
Yep, that's how I sold this to Gummi. I was like, tell me you can turn this off after hearing the first 3 minutes, and I stand by it. So let's get into it. And I'm telling you, folks.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just surprised that you could have got a civilian flight over there at the time.
Dude, that's going to be the last thing you're thinking about when you hear what else this guy did. And I'm telling you, it's going to go to some bizarre places. This is an unbelievable story. All right, here we go.
In Afghanistan, Jack managed to trick the U.S. government, Afghan officials, and the media into believing that he was an active duty special.
That is him on Kudlow and Kramer.
Forces operative working on behalf of the Pentagon.
Kill as many Taliban Al-Qaeda as you can and try to take Kabul in 6 months. Well, in 62 days, Kabul was free.
I want to press how insane this situation was. Jack just rolled into a war-torn country pretending to be an active duty Green Beret and did it so well that NATO coalition forces helped him apprehend suspected terrorists in 3 different raids.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Stop it! No way!
Do I have your attention?
Yeah, we're in. We're all in. Oh my God.
If someone were to pitch this as an idea for a movie, it would be unbelievable.
It would have to have some fantastic actor as the lead actor, as a super duper action story. Because as a normal everyday schlub actor, this would never get bought.
And now I want to press. We're at 2 minutes. Okay.
Hands up! Larry, Charlie, take the other room.
Eventually, things went way too far after Jack created a fake paramilitary group called Task Force Saber 7, rented a property which he turned into a private prison, and started torturing Afghans who he suspected to be terrorists.
All right.
Call of Duty clan.
Now we're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
This last 30 seconds has to be he shits gold bricks.
I don't know how else to describe this. Yeah, okay. Hamhead, thank you for the $10. This dude fucking rules. Why are we hating on him? You're going to see why we're hating on him. Just an amazing... Again, we're just giving the overview of the story right now. I want to make that clear. We haven't even gotten to the story yet. But how insane is this? Stewie Felt celebrating 2 months of membership. Thank you so much, Stewie Felt. Now, Hamhead, We actually have something specifically for you that Gummi made, and I forgot to play it last episode. Gummi, this is for, or I'm sorry, Mr. Hamhead, this is for you. I don't expect everyone to laugh at that, but I expect Hamhead to laugh at it, and he paid for it, damn it.
Yeah, I was totally playing to a crowd of one for that.
Thank you, Hamhead. Hope you liked it. All right. So now let's hear the last 30 minutes or the last 30 seconds of the overview of this story. Oh, shit. Stewie Felt, thank you for the $10. The last 20 years have been a golden era for mercenaries and fake soldiers because of all the chaos in the region, not since the drug wars in the 80s. Here's what's great. Here's what's amazing, Stewie Felt. Had you told me that, I wouldn't have believed you until I heard this story. What this guy was able to accomplish with nothing more than lies and no evidence, no proof to back up anything he was doing is astounding. And on top of that, if you look for stories about this guy, you'll find them. But what's kind of crazy is that they're not always at the top of like the Google searches. I seriously think the government was so embarrassed by what this guy did that they tried to bury some of these stories, because you'll see why. You will see why. And I mean, it's unbelievable what this fucking guy did. Hamid, thank you for the $20. Loved it. I'm glad. Thank you, Gummi. Gummi did that. Gummi is awesome. Show him some love. And yes, we knew exactly who our audience was when we decided to load that up. Thank you for being here, sir. All right, here we go. 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Jack and the rest of Task Force Saber 7 were eventually arrested and charged in Afghan courts.
That's right, it sucks.